Good evening, everyone. Yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone. I think I'm audible to all of you. Can you just type in your name and where are you from so that I'll get to know whether my voice is clear to each and every one of you. We'll then begin the session. Yeah, you can type in the chat box. Can you all hear my voice? Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear my voice? Hello. I think we will begin the session. I guess other people will join in some moment. I can see 4 people have joined yet, and concurrent views 4. Okay, so let's begin. Today's session is about working on the Revit. Like, we will have a hands-on practical understanding of how we are working in the Revit domain. So in front of you, yesterday's class, I have shown you this particular project. It's a simple building construction project performed in Revit by one of our student. She is an architect, and here you can see some sheets which has been extracted from the given model. So today we are going to understand how we can extract these sheets, how we can customize a simple basic sheet in a Revit, and how we have to arrange the things inside a sheet. Okay, it's a very simple concept. I think each and every person who is an engineer or an architect, or who is into the construction domain, or even in the design field, a person should know how to organize a proper drawing sheet. Okay, so this drawing sheet is not properly organized with respect to some building bylaws or standards, but we are organizing it for our own understanding and our own ease of showcasing it in a portfolio. Okay, so let's say this is a particular 3D model over here. Now you have to put some details on of this particular 3D model on a sheet. So what you can do, you can come down over here on the sheets aspect, and you can right click and click on a new sheet. Here you have two options. Basically you can include a title block A1 matrix sheet. You can even load sheets, or you can just choose a none. So I'll just choose a by default template. Okay, so this template already have a logo over here, maybe a name over here. So we will keep it as it is, but if you want to customize this thing, you can even double click on it and then customize. This is a .rfa file. Before we were working on .rbt file. You can see over here at the top, it's clearly defined that this is a .rbt file. Now a separate window which I have double click on it, and it will open a .rfa file. It's a basic Revit family. Okay, here it's a sheet family which you can see. The logos and everything you can change or you can replace. Yeah, up to you. Few things over here is customizable, few things are not customizable. Let's say if I want to delete the name over here, let's say autodesk.com, I just want to delete it, or I just want to put a project name, and this, when you click on it, here you can see it's a tag label. Okay, so before working on a proper sheet, you also need to understand what is a tag label, and then over here if I click, you can see what is mentioned, drawn by, but it is a text. So what is the difference between a simple text and a tag label? Okay, so tag label is particularly versatile. You can change it whenever you want. Like there's a name over here mentioned project name, but this tag label, when you go to a sheet, you can edit it. There is an option for you to edit it. Let's say here I will type the name project A, let's say, so I can edit it over here. Project 1, project A. Title, I can give this like architectural sheet, architect sheet. Yeah, simple architectural sheet. Drawn by, you can mention your name, person A, let's say, and checked by, I can mention my name as I'm mentioning it. Issue date, which date it has been issued, you can mention whichever date you want, and so on. So here the basic thing is you can keep the information minimal as possible, and sometimes there are construction notes as well over here. Many of you would have seen that all the construction notes in most of the sheets are by default same, so you can make it, copy paste the construction notes from wherever you want, just paste it over here. You can get it from anywhere, and then let's say I've just deleted few things over here, and I can load into project. So once I click on load into project, the things which I have performed in the sheet, it will automatically be updated, override the existing version. Okay, so that's cool, right? Now you can see over here that these things have been updated. I guess we are so good so far. Yeah. Now we can proceed over the other aspects of it. Now the first thing is, on a sheet, what you wanna do is organize. How you can organize the sheet? By defining what things you have to build on the sheet. Number one. Let's say I'll go to annotate. Okay, I'll choose a simple, let's say a detail line over here. I'll put a square over here. What things you can put over here? You need to have a map. I'm just making a sample for you to understand. Okay, so in this place you can put a simple plan, 2D plan. Here you can put some sections. Then the similar things you can put over here. Let me just copy paste it for you. Let's let's say I'll copy paste it over here. Yeah, this is some detail element, or there's a 3D model over here. Similar things you can drag and pull it over here. Okay, now the procedure for dragging the elements in this sheet is pretty simple. I'll show you the first sheet first of all. What's the difference over here? Can you see over here there is a 3 BHK room, but only a small part or a small portion of that particular room is visible over here. So first you need to make sure what you have to bring in and organize it accordingly. Maybe you have to hide some of the elements, you have to cut a section box, something like if I just double click on it and I'll try to figure out what are the things over here is hidden, so I can go over here, reveal hidden elements. Cool. So here you can see that a small portion of this area in the red is actually hidden, and also there is a section box which is hidden. Level naming is also being hidden. So this is a permanently hidden elements. This will only be revealed when you click on this small button over here, which is named as reveal hidden elements. Okay, so let's say this is a .3 BHK. Let's come out of it by double clicking on the sheet. If you want to enter, right click, activate view. If you want to come out, deactivate view. So whenever you are working on one single part, you need to make sure that you activate it first and then work it, because when you activate this part, the other parts you cannot work anything, you cannot select anything, nothing you can select, only this particular part you can select, right? So when you want to come out, you can just click on deactivate view, or you can left click twice outside and you can activate the view again. Similarly with the other options which is available over here. Let's click outside. So here you can see 3 BHK, balcony, section 7, section 6, kitchen. So here on the structural part, you might not be able to see all these elements over here, but if you look down to 3D views, you can see there are so many 3D views, not just a simple 3D view which is by default, but there are other 3D views as well. You can see the 3 BHK. So the reason to create different views is because one view can only be used in one particular sheet. If you want to use the same view in different sheets, you can use it, but if you do any of the changes in one particular view, the changes will be applied to the other view as well. So it makes sense you make multiple views and use it accordingly. So here you have a 3 BHK, in the other sheet you can have a 2 BHK, or you can have a bedroom A or XV. Different views have been set over here, right? So let's come to our sheet which is over here. Can I bring in this sheet over here? Not here. Can I bring in this particular view over here? Yes. If you just click on it and drag it here, or already placed, duplicate, no problem. Let's make a duplicate of it. Right click, duplicate view with detailing. Okay, so here the name is 3 BHK copy 1. You can rename it if you want. There's an option here, 3 BHK copy 1. I'll just name it copy 1 only, it will be easy. Yeah, this is 3 BHK copy 1. Now this particular view I can bring it on this sheet. Yeah, simple, right? But here the view which I can look is 1:50. If you want to make it shorter, you can go for 1:100. It can become shorter as well. Depends on what scale you want to put in. Let's say I prefer to put in this scale over here, or this scale over here. Let's Control Z. 1:50 is fine too. So let's drag it here in this part, and this particular bubble you can stretch it here and click on it, and you can drag it up or a little bit near over here. Make sure the element which you are putting inside the sheet should not go out. Okay, that's it. Sheet has been arranged over here. So this is already a ready-made sheet, but you can even make the sheet. These are simple tags over here. This is naming flat text. There's a leader over here. You can make it an arc leader like this, or you can, instead of using a simple dot, you can change it to an arrow as well if you want. There are options over here: text font, fill dot 3 mm, or open dot, or you will see arrow 90 degree or arrow filled 30 degree. If I apply this, you can have a look. So this is the arrow. So you can choose accordingly whichever design you want to put in, whether it's arrow or a dot or nothing at all. Even if you don't want anything like something mentioning, so you can remove those things as well, remove the arrow as well, no problem. Okay, so let's come out. Are we good so far? Okay, cool. So this is a simple way you can generate a sheet. Now other parts also you need to arrange it. Okay, so before arranging it, I wanted to show you how a particular portfolio or how a sheet is usually arranged. Okay, for that you will have to go to our ClassPlus app, basically iWorkstation app. Here you can find some portfolio examples. Okay, like making a career in BIM, this particular folder. Click on it. Here let's open an architect's portfolio, an MEP portfolio, a civil engineer portfolio as well. Okay, here you can see how the sheet has been made, how a portfolio is actually structured. Let's have a look at the MEP portfolio. Okay, so this is a basic simple MEP portfolio. Here you can see MEP details about the plumbing, pipelines and the fixtures, sanitary fittings. Then you have a lightning fixture schedule, lightning equipment schedule, and so on. If you scroll down, you can see a particular plumbing layout over here, some more details, electrical floor plan. You can see the clash detection. So having a proper sheet is the most important part of any portfolio. Let's say over here, this is an example of how you can organize a particular sheet in your portfolio. You remember yesterday we saw a project. It's a simple G+3 building. This is the same building project portfolio. Okay, you can see over here, it's a pile foundation, and the details of it have been shown in the portfolio itself. Let me scroll down for you. Here you can see the detailing of the beam, column and the slab. If you scroll down more, here you can see the reinforcement detail of staircase, the section plan. If you scroll down a little bit more, here you can even see the architectural plan, which is mentioned with a simple room legend. Okay, then you can see the quantity takeoffs, floor schedule, structural framing, material quantity takeoff, wall material takeoff. A very important part in a project is rebar. Okay, the quantity of rebar, how much you are getting in a project is very important. So this G+3 project is small one. Looks like a small one, but the kind of deliverables which our students have extracted is numerous. It's huge. So many details have been extracted, like each and every floor, column, foundation, beam, everything have the quantity of the steel ready over here. This data have been extracted directly from a Revit file. Okay. So once the data has been extracted, that thing has been exported to a portfolio like this. You can see the total bar weight in kg for the entire building. So if this kind of detail you can give to your employer or your client, he will be more than happy to take the service from you. You can see over here, this is a G+3 RCC building. Site visit during the slab casting. We also had a site visit of the actual live building. You can see the same students over here, and at the back of it, this is me standing, trying to understand what's happening over here, probably explaining site conditions by the actual site engineer over the site, concrete mixer, some manual digging hole. So the students were able to see not just the digital way of implementing BIM on site, and also the physical way of, because here we are actually collecting the data and information from the actual site, which is in Nagpur, India, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India, and this data have been then used to curate a proper 3D BIM model, and we have extracted all these details from it. So this is something not like a sample or something, but these are actual live models. Same here, these are also live projects which you can see over here. This project was of Bihar, and there are multiple other projects as well from different parts of India or some other countries as well, which you can find in the portfolio later on. There are multiple resources available for you. As an example, let me show you this example as well, as of a civil engineer, Rehan Sheikh. Can you see, this is just a small G+1 RCC building. Okay. But the numerous amount of information which he has extracted from this particular simple project G+1 is huge. Because of this, he got a very good package. Right now he's working in Dubai as of now. Yeah. You can find him on LinkedIn as well, the same person. Number of clashes he has detected and he has solved, those things he have put 4D and 5D simulation with. There's a link also you can show. Apart from just showing the link, you can even put the entire video in your PDF itself, but it will make the PDF become a little bit larger. So it makes sense to just put a link, and once you click on it, it can open up the link for you. Here on the left side you can see the data, 4D and 5D simulation data, labor cost, material cost, equipment cost, and how the project is getting simulated upwards. Okay. Yeah. Are we good so far? Is everyone with me? Okay, good. Can you all reply to me? Are we audible? Am I audible to each and everyone? Are these classes for civil who wants to enter the building? Yes, absolutely, Shubham Sona. These classes are for civil engineers, architects, any construction industry professional who is entering into the field of BIM, or who want to understand how to work on the different software tools which is used in the BIM industry. This was yeah. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to just type it on the chat box. Okay. Let's go back to Revit. Here this is 3 BHK copy. Similarly, there are other elements over here in the building itself, like different sections have been made. These sections, I'm not going to teach you how to create this section as of now in this class, but the main agenda is how to create a proper sheet. I'm sure that you have been learning or you have started learning, so you need to figure out how to properly organize a sheet with the proper details on it, so that these details are, when you show on your portfolio, people will be able to understand, plenty of things about sheet detailing. This is a very small aspect, but one of the most important aspect in BIM. Okay. Let's see some other details. Say section 3.3, section 2 callout. Okay, let's take section 2 callout. Let me just duplicate this view with detailing. Always choose with detailing. If you don't want the detailing, you can choose without detailing. These detailing which you have done in the model will not come. And let me just rename it. Section 2 callout. Let's say 2 callout 1, not 1. Okay, I'll just change the name a little bit, and we will now go. So many tabs were open over here. Let me just close it. Make sure that whenever you work in a project, make your things organized pretty well, so it's easier for you to work around. Let me open the sheet again. This is the sheet on which we were working, architectural sheet, and we just need to drag it. Section 2 callout 101. You can drag it over here. Cool. Let's see over here. This section looks a little bit small. We can make it 1:25. Yeah, this fits inside. You can even use your keyboard if you want to make things more precise. You can use a keyboard. Okay, this thing you can move. Not necessary this box should be the same. You can organize the box. This is just for your reference I have created. You can delete it later if you want to, because this particular small window is more than enough on the sheet. Same. So similar other parts you can also do by yourself. You can organize the other things as well. Let's say there's an architectural plan over here. Let me see the finished foundation first. Let's have a look at the first floor level. Okay, so let's organize this first floor level. I'll duplicate it and let's rename it as for sheet. Rename level sheet. Make sure whenever you are typing a name, which kind of nomenclature are you using is very important too. Okay, since the nomenclature is a very important part in your project, the client will not expect something is in uppercase, something is in lowercase, something is small letters, something is in capital letters. So make sure you follow the proper nomenclature which is necessary for your particular project. Here we are using a capital nomenclature. LVL means level. So whatever the detail have been there in the drawing sheet, the same exact detail we have used over here. Okay, so let's just drag this first floor level over here. Okay, no worries, it looks quite big, but you can, as I mentioned, you can just double click on it and make it a smaller size. 1:200 is good enough. Yeah, once you have the size you want, you can then organize it on the sheet. Okay, now what we have to do is reduce this level, reduce the put this bubble back to its name, then organize this near to the plan, double click on it. We have to hide certain elements over here. let's say these things needed to be hidden. Double H. Okay, so I think this much is enough. What is this? Rolling grill door. This thing also you can hide. Not really necessary. So cleanup is one part of the work. You have to do the cleanup. There is no second option, because you are the only person who know how much information needed to be visible on the sheet. You cannot show everything on the sheet. Make sure it looks well organized and beautiful, easy to understand, and whenever someone reads your sheet, it should be clear. Okay, so here I can see there is a floor, different textures of these floors available, but there are few elements which is missing. I'm sure you can guess out what are the few elements which are missing over here. Let me just open this. Yeah, the naming of these different rooms are missing. So you need to make sure that you have to create a room separator here properly, then provide a naming, and then so on. And there are few elements as well, like the tagging. Tagging part of the sheet needed to be done, like you have to go to annotate and do the tagging over each and every element which is required. Let's say here you need door tags. So either you are manually creating a door tag or you are using the automatic door tag features, depends on you how you are organizing it. So here, as you can see, the entire building is not actually modeled. The interior of it, only a small portion of this particular building is modeled over here, maybe 2 BHK. Then another 3 BHK is modeled over here. You can see a small part of it, because this other part is a similar mirror of it. So not necessary to make the model very heavy. This is just for showcasing on the sheet. So it's not necessary for you to model each and every detail. Okay, I'm sure the person who is making it will understand why the entire modeling has not been done. Okay. Let me show you something interesting over here. Let's have a look at this particular staircase. Not this one. Have a look at this one. Yeah. Let me isolate this staircase for you. Now, what's the difference in this staircase? It's not just a normal dogleg staircase. There's a curvature over here that is taken care of properly. The steps are of a different level, and the design is also pretty different, which is like this. So this particular staircase is usually the highlight of this particular room. So what I can do, I can make this is actually coming in 3D. Okay, over here. So I can make a duplicate of it. Reason I did not choose detailing is because there's no detail over here. So I can just make a duplicate, and I can name it to, let's say, 3D, where it is, 3D stair. Okay, first floor. Okay, let's bring this into sheet. So as I mentioned, there are two ways of detailing any element on your sheet. Either you bring that particular element on the sheet and then detail it, or you can directly start the detailing here itself. But make sure whichever uh, uh, whichever orientation you are viewing that particular staircase needed to be fixed. If you are fixing the staircase like this, make sure if you have done any annotation here, it's supposed to be in this exact particular view, otherwise it will be changed in the sheet itself as well. So let me bring in the staircase over here. Oh, I need to come out first. Yeah, so here's the staircase. It's currently 1:100. Let's make it 1:25, or 1:50 is also fine. Too short. Why not go with something in the middle, like 1:25 or 1:50? Let's make it 1:30. You can make it custom also, 1:30. Okay, this looks fine. Yeah, custom scales also you can organize. Not necessary you have to always follow the default version of something. Here, this box, I can delete it for a moment. Not required. Cool. Now here you can do the detailing. If you have some reinforcement inside the sheet, you can right click on it and override the graphics by element. You can keep the transparency inside. Like you can make something transparent like this if you want. If you want to showcase a staircase inside, you all remember, like over here we saw a sheet, right? This sheet we saw. Let me just quickly show you again this one. So in this sheet, how he was able to showcase the entire rebar. The only thing which he did is make it highlight this particular rebar with different color codings like blue, red, green or yellow, or whichever the color you want to use, and then hide the staircase, or actually make a transparency on the staircase and make it a hidden elements, or okay. I think we are back again. Where were we? We were at sheets. If you want to organize the sheets accordingly, you can make a use of uh, the transparency options, and accordingly you can organize the sheet. Because of it, you will be able to showcase exactly what you want to showcase on the sheet, as you can see on this slab. Okay. So any questions so far? Anyone? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me over here in this session. Am I audible to everyone? You can just type in yes or no. Okay, cool. I think that's it for today. If you feel the session is useful, you can share this among your friends or in the groups of your college or the university. They might also feel it useful and they can join the upcoming sessions. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on the WhatsApp group, or you can directly message me on WhatsApp as well. Thank you everyone. Tomorrow we will have a session about quantity takeoff, how we can extract the quantities from a particular BIM model. I'll be showcasing you some of the samples and examples of our students who have done various projects. Okay, that's it. Thank you. See you tomorrow, same time.